During tough times, we go to our families first as our support system. It is already something mutual we do, not just as Filipinos, but as an individual when we see our kapwas or friends in need of comfort, and as we call it, pakikipagkapwa. In grieving with the death of a loved one, characteristics such as family is family and respectable interaction can be seen. Seeing how deep the individual's connection is, seeing their ability to strengthen each other, and seeing the relationship with their loved ones to see if family resilience exists. And we were able to see how it affected them when they saw how others perceived their loved ones versus how they saw them.
Them. So that was the level of closeness we always had na parang during family gatherings, we were always present with each other. And growing up then, when my parents were really busy, parang my grandparents would take care of me then. Like, let's say after class, they'll take me to their house, tapos parang I'll stay there until my parents are done with work, mga ganun.
Actually, my mom was the best. Kahit hindi siya nakapag-aral. Like, ang close, ang relationship ko kay nanay, parang more than a mother, like, sister.
I would say that I have a quite good relationship with my family, even before the pandemic. My nuclear family, of course.
Si kuya ko kasi is mama's boy. So, mas close talaga siya sa mama ko. Ako talaga, solid daddy's girl talaga. Nung naging ano na ako, independent na ako sa sarili ko. Sabi ko, ayoko na maging daddy's girl.
So what's the best thing to actually do is you grieve together. Normalizing the grief, meaning we're all going through this painful experience. When we normalize it, we acknowledge that, hey, I'm not alone in this. This is a normal human experience. And then people actually bounce back faster. So it's really about sharing. You have to share the burden.
We need to talk and to cry as much as we can.
And in the Philippines, sometimes letting out true emotions can be hard due to culture and how we were taught and raised as a child. However,
Because of our culture, grabe ng support system natin, especially sa family. Oh, we can even go beyond the family. Friends, diba? And this is most important during the grieving process, the support system. And that for me is an advantage of our culture. In Western culture, wala kang makikitang ganyan.
Yes, we do. Especially when her death anniversary comes around, or we're just talking about our other relatives in relation to her. And also, she would send us pasalubong a lot while we were growing up. So that's also.
Tinatanong niya, minsan mama ko tinatanong niya, lalo na nung nag 1 year yung dad ko, parang sabi niya sa amin, okay na ba kayo?
I don't think ever naging taboo in our household to mention it. In fact, I think quite the opposite, wherein we would talk about it, we would discuss it. Of course, we were grieving, especially my parents who were related, my mother. But it was not that we were ever uncomfortable talking about it. Siguro after the news of it breaking out, naging okay naman now. We just brought it up because it happened. So we cannot deny it, we cannot move past it. Best to just confront it.
these statements help to signify their statements by emphasizing the collective bond of history instead of just the experience and the narratives they share. According to Bautista, recovery, rebuilding, and the drive to move forward towards a safe future were all greatly aided by this behavior. This behavior involves helping everyone cope with the disastrous impacts of traumatic experiences. The capacity to plan and use all available resources for oneself, one's family, and one's community play a part in this behavior.
So, us Filipinos actually face a lot of tragedies every day. So, I think that one, geographical advantage, I guess. Because in a way, we're kind of used also to having to have this certain level of flexibility because of, the area where we're in. So, the typhoon, etc. So, another one in our culture per se is actually collectivist culture, especially if you can maximize it, like you grieve together rather than grieve separately.
It is always the family first. Once again, pakikipagkapwa has two characteristics. Family is family and respectable interaction. These are a few factors of communication with Filipinos being resilient.